What is that particular term known as? I have asked you questions. You have given me farmers, then you have given me the name for farmers, other name that is public, and other this people you have told. Then afterwards, you got the clue that is human. So when we say people, when we say population, when we say humans, where do they stay? They stay in houses, right? Now, this houses, the term houses, can I get the answer? The term houses, as I have told you, you and me, we people live in houses or we people live in house. So the pattern of house is different. Yes, it might be flat system, it might be bungalow, it might be row house, it might be chawl system. So what are they? What is that specific term known as for these houses? Yes. Okay, residence. Okay, residence. In other words, residence, locality. Okay, fine. Yes, you are near to it. Any other word other than locality? It starts from S. Yeah, try. Good. Okay, fine. No, it's not society. It is settlement. Okay, it is settlement. When we say settlements, now what do we understand by the term settlement? When we say settlement, yeah, I have given you the permission to unmute by yourself. Yes, Gauri, give me the answer. When we say settlements, what do we understand?
Ma'am, human settlement.
Pardon?
Human settlements.
So I am that only I'm asking you. When we say the term settlements, what comes to your mind? Now,
People stay there, na ma'am?
yes, people stay there. Now, when we say settlements, settlements wherein the people stay there. That is a simple definition wherein people stay there. So people stay in one particular pattern only.
No.
So can you differentiate that pattern? What kind of different settlements can be seen or different settlements can be found in nearby areas? In your own terms, you give me, in your own words. I'm not asking you in a geographical term. Tell in your own words. Okay, fine. Now let's see. Now when we say human settlements wherein the in which way or in how the patterns, the living pattern is been formed or is been found. Yes, in the surroundings. Now let us start with the new chapter, that is chapter number 3rd. Today we are going to start with geography, and in this chapter we are going to study about the settlements. What are settlements? What are the different patterns of settlements, and how the patterns of settlements or how the land, human settlements and land use, the name of the chapter is. Here the human settlements we will be seeing how it has been differentiated with rural and urban areas, how the land has been used in rural and urban areas, for what purpose it has been used. Okay, now let us begin with the chapter. I will just share the screen.
Territory.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, fine, good. Now, in this chapter, we are going to study, as I've told you. Now, let us see the first. I will be showing you an image. I will be explaining you what actually I'm just. Now, here, if you can see, there is a river flowing. Yes, you can see the plain regions, the plateau regions, the mountainous regions, the elevated regions over here. Now my question is, if you see on this, yes, on this image, if you can see there are dots, that is A, B, C, D and E has been given. Okay. Now my next question is, at this landforms, at this landforms, at which point will you find that at which point you can find human settlements to develop? At this image, there are few points, that is ABCD been given.
Ma'am,
At which point?
E.
E.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and
E and C.
E and C. Okay, just a moment. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah. Now, so at point, as Muskan said, at point E and point C, the human settlements can be found. Now, Muskan, you have to give me the reason why at point only E and C, the human settlements can be found. Yes, Gauri, unmute and give me the answer.
Ma'am, because human settlements are settled near to water side because they can do agriculture.
Okay, fine. For agriculture, what do they require?
Water,
Okay, and
seeds,
water and
seeds,
uh, okay, fine. In other words,
and plain fertile place.
yes, fertile land they require. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, good. So when we say at this image, there are few different points have been given, point A, B, C, D. As my students said that point E and point C, if we compare, at this particular point only human settlements can develop because human settlements require a good source of water. Yes, and at the same time they also require a fertile land. Now, when we say hilly areas or elevated regions, it's very difficult. It's not possible for human settlements to get developed. Okay. Now, let us begin with the next one. Here there are few questions given. Which are the human settlements likely to develop A, B, C, D, E, Y? As I have asked you the question. In the above figure, in which place human settlements is not likely to develop and why? At which point human settlements won't be getting developed? Yeah. At which point human settlements won't be getting developed? Unmute and give me the answer. Yes, Gauri, I want answer from you. Come on, my dear. Yes, human settlements won't be getting developed at. Yeah, Muskan, you try. Yeah, Gauri, tell me, come on. At which point human settlements won't be getting developed?
Develop or not develop?
Not developed, sorry.
A na
Yes. A and
B.
B. Yes, very good. Now the next question. Looking at the figure above, yes. Looking at the figure above, what factors do you think could contribute to develop the human settlements? As we have discussed, what factors could be useful or what factors can contribute for the human settlement to develop? When we say human settlements require a plain fertile land. Sorry, first we will be talking about plain land. If it is plain land, then only human settlements can develop. As it is a plain land, fertile soil, fertile land is available. Fertile land as well as the water resource should be also available. If physical these physical factors are easily available, then they can plan about the other things. That is, if they are planning about the settlements over there, then the electricity connection can be made, then electricity connection can be made. All the essential things or essential factors which are related with the human settlements can be made available. Okay, now Can economic factors be important along the physical factors for the development of the human settlements? Yes, it is. Can economic factors factors be important along with physical factors? When we say economic factors, that is capital, money. Yes. Now, at the plain regions, if industries are developed, when industries are developing at that particular region, the development is going to take place. How development will take place? When we say industries, industries require labor to work. Yes, when there are labors means what? Human beings. When there are industries getting developed, already the occupation people are always ready to get to work to earn for their family. They will start working and they will be start earning. When this particular aspect takes place, what happens? Slowly and gradually that particular region starts developing. Now, do physical factors affect the economic activities of human settlements? Do physical factors now physically physical factors affect the economic activities? Now the best example is pandemic. Yes, now it's pandemic or floods. Physical, when we say, it's a natural thing that is taking place. Yes, that is taking place. Now if it is more of rainfall, floods are taking place. Yes, for how many days the floods have been taking place, that many days everything will be shut down. Yes, so what happens? It affects the economy. So, do physical factors affect the economic activities? Yes, it affects the economic activities. Now, make a list of the factors which affect development of settlements in the area. Now you have to find out the answer for the last question. Make a list of factors which affect the development of settlements. As we have discussed from the beginning, from the introduction of the chapter, you people have to make the list of those factors. Okay. Now I will just proceed further. Now let us understand what are settlements. Settlements, when we say settlements, man being a social animal, likes to live in groups. Pay attention now. Man being a social animal, like to live in groups. Now, when you and me are staying in houses, we have a nucleated house or we have an isolated house only, or we have nearby buildings or nearby houses to our houses. Yes, are we living in an isolated houses, or we do have buildings next to our houses, or we have other neighbors staying besides us? Yes.
The neighbors, ma'am.
Okay, you have neighbors. Yes. So what happened? Man is a social animal. Yes. And as he is a social animal, he likes to live in groups. We stay with a family. Next to our family, we have neighbors. So we live in groups. Social bonding and social needs are developed. Yes, when we stay in a groups, so staying in a groups, it brings up a social bonding within us. Okay, whether we are staying in a family or we are staying with our neighbors besides us. Yes, so we have a social bonding with them also, as we are staying in a society, and social needs are developed. Due to this social needs, many people come together at a particular place and construct houses in a particular way, which is known as settlements. Which is known as settlements. Due to the social needs, many people come together at a particular place and construct houses in a particular way, which is known as settlements. I hope this is very much clear to you. Understood the meaning of settlements? Yes? Now, types of settlements. Let us understand what are the types of settlements. On the basis of spacing between the houses, settlements can be divided into the following four types. Yes? Now, compact or clustered or nucleated settlements, semi-clustered or fragmented settlements, dispersed settlements, and isolated settlements. I repeat once again. Now, as we are saying, types of settlements, there are four different types of settlements. How are these settlements is been divided on? It has been divided into four different types: compact or clustered settlements, compact or clustered or nucleated settlements, semi-clustered or fragmented settlements, dispersed settlements, and isolated settlements. Now, when we say compact or clustered, compact, the word itself, we understand that compact means the houses are very nearby to each other. Yes, when we say compact or clustered or nucleated settlements, the houses are very much near to each other, close to each other. congested, in other words. Yeah, congested. They are very much close to each other. Now, basically, this type of houses are being found in urban areas. Buildings, one building is very much close to other. Yes, complex when we say complexes, when we say wherein the groups of buildings or sets of buildings are very much close to each other. So they are called as compact or clustered or nucleated settlements. Now, when we say semi-clustered or fragmented settlements, semi-clustered settlements are such type of settlements which are small and formed into several units. Yes, they are formed into several units. Basically, I would like to give you an example over here. Semi-clustered and fragmented settlements. When you go to village areas, when you go to rural areas, do you find what we say? There is one category of peoples or a category of houses at one particular region, a culture, as per the culture and as per the caste. Now, the village has been distributed. Have you ever noticed this when you go to villages?
Yes, ma'am.
So, semi-cluster or fragmented settlements are those settlements wherein wherein a group of peoples wherein they are belonging to one particular culture. Yes, when a group of people belonging to one particular culture, they are being formed into units. They have been formed into units, units by units. This sets of houses, these sets of houses or these patterns of houses are formed into semi-clustered or fragmented settlements. Okay. Now dispersed settlements, dispersed. When we say dispersed means what, the word itself we understand. Dispersed means one house is far from the other one. They are dispersed, they are spread. Yes, dispersed means spread. So dispersed settlements and isolated settlements. Isolated means wherein one particular house is very much far from the other. In forest region, if you see, yes, in the forest region, if you see, there are houses which are far from each other. Yes, and there are, this house are basically they are found in the forest regions or hunting occupations. Yes, and they are very much far from each other, isolated. Yes, now the next one I would like, yeah. Now here we are going to study the settlements and yes, before I start with the characteristics of the houses or characteristics of the settlements, we staying in city areas. Yes, Gauri, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now we staying in now we staying in urban areas. Can you tell me in which kind of settlements are we staying? Are we staying in dispersed settlements, isolated settlements, fragmented settlements, or compacted settlements?
Uh,
We staying in urban areas, we the settlements in wherein we stay, that particular settlements is known as what? It is isolated, dispersed, fragmented, or compacted.
maybe disparate.
Dispersed settlements. Now you tell
Maybe
me. Now you tell me dispersed settlements means what? Basically.
spread ना आपने ही कहा था ना अभी.
So are your houses, there is no neighbors besides you staying?
No. Stay.
Stay, na? So
Yes.
does that particular settlements comes under dispersed settlement?
No. First compact or
Compacted settlements, yes. When we say compacted or nucleated settlements, these are the settlements which are near, the houses
houses
are
nearby.
close. Yes, houses are close to each other, nearby. Semi-clustered, when we say, wherein a set of, when in a group of people belonging to one particular culture. Basically, we find this particular thing in the rural areas. Yes, wherein the where people wherein they are belonging to one particular culture, they will be having a set of their houses at one particular area. Yes, so here the semi-clustered settlements have been found. When taking about a best example in coastal regions, if you see at coastal regions, basically the fissures are being seen. So that is semi-clustered settlements and dispersed settlements wherein the one house is far from each other. Yes, far from each other. That means they are in the form of grassland regions. They have been found, thick forest, poor agricultural areas, poor essential facilities have been found. And Isolated is also a type of a dispersed settlements, but the distance, it is very much far. Yes, it is very much far, wherein the essential needs are also not been available easily. Understood? Now, and they are belonging to one particular occupation, that is farming or hunting or rural occupations they have been belonging to. Now, let us begin with the, I hope this is very much clear, Gauri and Muskan as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Muskan, you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now pay attention. Huh? Now settlements and its characteristics. Now let us begin with the first one, linear pattern. When we say the word linear, what do we understand? Muskan, when we say the word linear, what do we understand? The word itself, it tells us line, L-I-N-E, line. That means this particular settlements are formed in a form of a line. Now let us begin with, yes. Now, if you see, here the settlements are being formed in a straight line. Yes, at this particular part, just a moment. If you see, the settlements are being formed in a form of a line. They are being formed, this pattern has been formed in a form of a line. Here, whether it is a horizontal line or a vertical line, the settlements or the houses or the patterns of houses are being seen in one particular line. So that is the reason it is called as linear pattern. Settlements occur along a road, railway, canal and rivers. Yes, these houses are found near the roadway areas, railways, yes, or the canals wherein the water resources or water sources are easily available. And how are they? They are being formed in a straight line. Okay, they are being formed in a straight line or take the shape of the road or a river. Take the shape of a road or a river. That's the reason they are called as linear pattern. Now proceeding further, rectangular pattern. When we say the word rectangular pattern, that means settlements are formed in a straight line. Rectangular pattern. Rectangular means what? It is being formed in a rectangular shape. Now let us see. Yes. Now let us see. Yes. Now if you see in this particular region, the houses are formed in a straight line. If I see in this way, the houses are formed in this way, straight line. So what they are being joined at one particular point, and the rectangular shape is being formed. Yes, if you see at this particular region, if you see the settlements are being formed in a straight line, and at one particular point they are being joined, wherein they are forming the shape of a rectangle. Now let us see, settlements are in straight line. Such lines are parallel to each other. Settlements forming a straight line. Later on, these straight lines, they become parallel to each other. When they become parallel to each other, they form a shape of a rectangle. Yes, these days planned cities may take such a shape. Yes, planned cities may take such a shape. When we say complex, see, if you enter in one of the complex, a big complex of a building, the builders have built buildings in such a way, whether it will be in a circular form, whether it will be in rectangular shape. The buildings are structured in a rectangular shape, wherein the shape of a rectangle will be formed or a square will be formed. And in the center of those buildings, you can find garden. Yes, all the four sides of the garden you can have a look of a building. Between those buildings, there will be a garden. That means those buildings are structured in such a way that a rectangular shape or a square shape is being formed. Now, proceeding further. Now, patternless. When we say patternless, that means there is no pattern. So, it is called as patternless. With the development of the settlements, the size of the population also increases. Increasing population leads to haphazards, development of settlements. Haphazards, that means there is a lack of essentials, lack of planning. Yes, lack of planning, lack of essential availability. That is called as haphazards. Developments of settlements. Houses are built as per convenience and space available. Yes, I repeat once again, patternless. There is no pattern in the settlements of the houses, so it is called as patternless. With the development of the settlements, the size of the population also increases. Yes, as the houses have been building up, the population also increases. The best example I would like to give you, in urban areas, if you see the people who are migrating from rural areas to urban areas, they don't act when they come to city areas or when they come to urban areas, they don't have a particular kind of their own property. So wherever they get place, they start building up the slums, jhoppadpatti. Yes, so because of this, what happens? There is an increase in population is taking place. Yes, there is an increase in population takes place. So with the development of the settlements, the size of the population also increases. Yes, population increases. First, that person alone comes to urban areas. When he build up a particular hut or particular jhoppadpatti, what happens? Then he calls his family over here. So what happens? Slowly and gradually, as settlement is taking place, a single person, the development, the family will be also getting developed, wherein that the population will be getting developed. Yes, the population starts increasing. Increasing population leads to haphazards, development of settlements. Yes, development of settlements, there is lack of planning has been done, lack of essential availability is there. Yes, now houses are built as per the convenience and space available. Wherever they find the space, they start building the houses. The best example, as I've given you, Jhoppadpatti. If you see Dharavi Jhoppadpatti, best example. It's the largest Jhoppadpatti in Asia. Yes. Now the next one, the slum area, that is Dharavi. Now proceeding further, radial pattern. Radial pattern. Settlements grow around a central object or center. When we say radial, radius of a circle, you have heard, no? You have studied in standard 9th and 10th. Radius, that is from the center. Yes, these patterns, these patterns start developing at the central regions. Now let us start. Settlements grow around a central object or center. This central point plays an important role in the development of the settlements around it. Yes, if you see, there is an image over here. Now this is a radial pattern whereas there is a source of water in the center, and besides the source of water, if you see, the houses are being developed. Houses are being developed besides the source or beside the radial pattern. Yes, so that particular pattern or that particular settlements is called as radial pattern, wherein the settlements is being found or is being formed in a radius shape, or it is found in a circular shape, a radial pattern from the center. Now, the next one, circular pattern. Circular pattern, again, if you see, circular, the houses or the settlements are being placed in a circular form, that is called as circular pattern. It is being seen in a circular shape. As I am just pointing out, we can see, yes, you can see the lights wherein I am just pointing out in a circular form. Yes, unmute and just let me know. Muskan, can you see?
Yes,
As I'm just pointing out the circular pattern wherein the patterns are been found in a circular shape, that is called as circular pattern. Settlement takes place around a lake. Yes, this settlement takes place around a source of water, because when we say human beings, the most essential source, because a person can't live water for a single day also. It's a very essential for us for our day-to-day living. Yes, so settlements take place around the shape of lake, around the source of water. Houses are closely spaced because of availability of water. Yes, because the source of water is easily available. So what happens? That particular place starts getting populated. The density of population increases in that particular region. Yes, so houses are closely spaced. That is, the houses are compacted to each other because of the source of water. Yes, now triangular pattern. Triangular, when we say the word triangular, itself, the itself is easy to understand, wherein the patterns are formed in a triangular shape. Let us see, found at the confluence of two rivers or roads. Confluence, when we say, that means they are being formed, and they are being formed and meet at one particular point. That is, whether at two rivers are the rivers are flowing and they are meeting at one particular point, wherein the two roads meets at one particular point. Yes, so triangular pattern found at the confluence of two rivers or roads. We also call that particular region area or particular region as junction. Junction in a city wherein the two roads meet at one point. Yes, two roads meets at one point. The best example when I'm talking about Badlapur, if you say at east, if you call Katrap junction is there. See, from all the four sides the road is been getting joined. Katrap circle or Katrap junction. Yes, wherein we have Kotak Mahindra Bank, wherein we have Domino's. That is called, that particular region is also known as junction. Yes, now the settlements can grow in all three sides due to physical or social reasons. As I've given you the example of that junction, Katrap junction, the settlements can grow. If you see, as it is a junction, it is a confluence area, that particular settlements has been developed, whether it is a physical reason they have been developed, whether it's a social reason where it has been developed. Yes, there are shops, different shops. Yes, there are good facilities of medical facilities is there, doctors are there easily available over there. Yes, so the settlements are being grown in these three sites due to physical reasons or social reasons. Now let us see this slide and then we will stop. Whether it is clear to everyone. Yeah, is it clear till here till everyone? Is it clear till here? Okay, fine. Gauri?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, is it clear till here?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Do you have any doubts here? Any kind of settlements which you have not able to understand? Do you want to ask me? You can. Okay, fine. So I hope it is very much clear. Now let us begin with this slide. Now settlements are also divided as per the functions, that is rural and urban development, urban areas as we have seen. Yes, rural and urban areas, the settlements are being formed. Urban settlements are generally compact and large in size. Based on their functions and types, cities can be classified. Yes, when we say urban areas are compacted, they are very much close to each other, they are congested. Yes, and their functions and types, cities can be classified. Town becomes cities and cities becomes metro cities. With time, complexity in a city increases. Yes, first a city becomes a metropolitan cities. How it becomes a metropolitan cities? Because there is a good availability of all the essential facilities, that is medical schools, hospital schools, then occupation as per point of view, then transportation part. When these basic essentials are easily available or it is developed at a greater extent, these cities are also called as metropolitan cities. Yes, now cities become bigger and lots of changes can be seen in them. Cities become bigger and lots of changes can be seen in them. These changes are in the form of change in land use and structure of a city. Yes. Now cities becomes bigger and bigger. When cities are developing at an every point, if you can see there is a changes. Now for example, suppose you are a person who is staying in rural areas, and after every 5 years you comes to urban areas at your relative house. They are staying in Bombay, say Borivali. After every 5 years, when you come to their house at Borivali, you can see the changes. You can compare the changes before 5 years how it was, and after 5 years when you came to their house, how what are the changes, what you have been or what you have found. So changes takes place at every point in cities. Now these changes are in the form of change in land use or change in the structure of the city. Yes, first you can easily compare. When you came 5 years before, there were less houses or less building, but as after 5 years, landscape buildings are being found. Yes, a simple example I'm just giving you. Before 5 years, there were no landscape buildings. But after 5 years, when you came at Borivali, you can see only landscape buildings around you, around the buildings where your relatives are staying. So land is used for different purposes. Now, how the land has been used for different purposes, that we will be studying in the further part of the chapter. Some land is occupied by rivers. Yes, as we have seen. Which kind of a land is occupied by rivers? Yes, I want Gauri to answer me.
क्या मैम?
Yes. Gauri, just Now the last point here, they have mentioned that some land is occupied by rivers. Now we have seen different types of patterns. Yes, settlements. So can you tell me in which kind of settlements the settlements is occupied near rivers?
River.
Yeah. Which kind of settlements have taken place near the river?
लास्ट वाला सबसे.
No, I just name it. Just name it.
Triangular pattern maybe.
I will just stop the screen share now. We will be having an evaluation part.